Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the new rebranded weekly review is now the RWT podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, joined as always by my boys, the dead man of RWT, Paul Morales and Daniel Crimmins. We are the RWT podcast, Raw Wrestling Talk up in this bitch. We have lots to discuss. We have lots to discuss today in today's podcast. Man, the wrestling world on both sides of it, especially in 2025, bitch. One product is stale, one product is cold, but damn it, we love what we do in talking about professional wrestling. I got to say, 2025 as a whole, I'm hoping when we get to 2026, as we have 2 months left in this year, we have some better stuff for professional wrestling. Because I got to tell you, talking about professional wrestling as of late really makes me itch, just because of everything that's going on. It does. The bookings, we're going to get into a lot of it, but my God, man, the bookings, the prices, the bookings, and just everything that is the fuck arena.
I think, like, and you know, Paul, I think you can agree with me on this.
What's up?
Like, you think back 6 months, 8 months, however many, WrestleMania weekend, that news that broke that WWE had acquired AAA.
Yes.
If you had told me this time last year that WWE would acquire AAA, I would have thought,
no, but they did.
And then I remember watching that press conference, and it's just like, Mike, I remember texting you just saying, dude. Like, we're just, dude. Like,
and they did it.
What's happening here?
Well, I think we were all doing that. And just in our chat, we were like, what the hell just happened?
What does
it
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we said in our group chat, I think, Paul, you said, you know, not sure what this means, but okay.
You look at no, go ahead. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. That's been the thing too. Like, that's been the plus of them working with the AAA Oz and working with them. Like, the NXT TNA relationship has been awesome. But I think a lot of the booking, I think for me, I think you guys can agree, once the Cena heel turn started, it's kind of when it kind of took like a bit of a nosedive type of vibes this year. Like, that whole heel turn was botched.
To be fair, you can't, and I will blame Triple H.
That too.
Where blame is due. However, it was said that a lot of that Cena heel turn was dependent on Travis Scott.
Yep.
You know, Money in the Bank was not supposed to be Logan Paul and Cena. It was supposed to be Travis Scott and John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Scott kept saying that, you know, he was training. Oh, he was training with Booker T. Booker T comes out and says, no, fuck, he isn't. And then he became unreachable to WWE. So they had to pivot. Not only that, you know, we've said before, WWE 2K25, you know, he was supposed to be in the first DLC pack, but he never showed up to get scanned in. 2K kept calling his people, just saying, hey, what's going on here? Is he showing up, or do you want us to come to you? Like, we're willing to come to you guys. Never answered. So that's why you see people, like, you saw people shitting on Travis Scott. And, you know, Cena, God bless him, to his credit, he's too nice of a guy to say, yeah, Travis Scott fucked us. Instead, he takes the blame.
It's one of those things, bitch. I think one of the things.
So sorry,
bitch. The thing too, I think also, well, like, I think for the WWE side, a lot of it's like we mentioned last time. It's been repetitive. I think even this week alone, it's just like, okay, we're going back to Logan Paul. And he's going to be a part of the Vision's War Games team coming up for Survivor Series.
Mike, you said it. You got to say it right.
Which one? Oh, War Games.
War Games.
Or if you're Orange Cassidy, Blood and Guts. God. Oh, my God. All right. We'll start with the WWE side. So Logan Paul is going to be on the Vision's War Games team. I'm thinking. It's going to be Punk, the Usos, against Logan Paul and the Vision. And who do you think they're two teammates with? If it was me for the Punk side, I would do Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and for the Vision side, I would go with Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. Who you guys thinking?
Honestly, you could go Brock. It'll be
I don't
Brock.
care.
The other one, call me crazy.
Yes,
Ethan Page.
We'll get to him in a minute. But Paul, why are you not caring? You're not liking Logan Paul with the Vision?
It was like, and the one thing that you guys had already just stressed, we talked about how it seems kind of sort of stale, how everything seems sort of stale. We got so many people who are injured, and I get that. You had storylines based around people who are now on the injured list. Seth Rollins, Bianca Belair, freaking Naomi's pregnant. You had things based around that. I know. Thanks a lot, Big Jim.
Big Jim.
You have wrestlers who are on the shelf right now, and I get it. You have to pivot and do things in a different way. But to everything that we said, yes, it is very stale right now. WWE is very stale right now. Wrestling as a whole is very, very stale right now. Why? Because there's nothing really going on. None of the storylines are like exciting. Grande Americano is probably the only thing that is interesting right now. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green are freaking amazing together. But we're talking about NXT. We're talking about specifically about NXT. You look at the main roster, nothing is exciting. Go over to AEW. Let's go to AEW. You got Blood and Guts that's coming up, and nothing is really interesting.
I mentioned that this was mentioned on the Max Wrestling podcast, which I was part of this week. Mike's going to put the link down below. Cheap Hop #1. But they brought up the point. Survivor Series is in like 3 weeks.
Yes, sir.
And what matches have been announced?
Nothing yet. Nothing at all.
My good buddy Moses Marquez, who I am co-Max Wrestling Tag Team Champions with, we got defense coming up at their show promo series against these two no-name chuckle fucks. Cheap Hop #2. Nothing but love, Mike. Nothing but love.
Thanks.
He's from the San Diego area, and he was saying, like, even on TV and radio ads, nothing. Like ghost town. Like, you would think when one of your biggest pay-per-views of the year, and Paul, you and I are old enough, we remember when it was just Royal Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. That was it. Each one was special. And like, we know we're getting at least 2 War Games, but beyond that,
we don't know.
I brought up the point. If you remember NXT Homecoming, there was that in-ring segment between Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and William Regal comes out and says, "Gentlemen, there's only one way to settle this." Everyone's saying War Games. He says, No. That's my line. Like, you could have done something there. But
why are you waiting? Yeah, but why are you waiting up until now to have something with Ray and Dom? Why couldn't there have been seeds planted? Now we did get the one after Dom won the Mega Championship in AAA. We got that at Triple Mania. We got a little bit of a teaser, but it's like, Ray's been on the shelf. Why couldn't you just do segments with him? Kind of do something like him kind of poking Dom, making fun of Dom. That he has to use
Del Grande.
That he has to use Grande Americano for help. Why couldn't he say that he had to use Judgment Day for help? All I'm saying is like, you could have led up to that. Instead, what we got is that.
Now, this is where
I don't get it.
This is where I think you're wrong. I don't think they're doing it at Survivor Series.
I think they're doing Saturday Night's Main Event.
No.
Or are you going?
Mania.
Okay, you think we're going to get
what we are getting at Mania, and Paul, tell me, give us a little background here with Lucha Libre. I think we are getting a mask versus hair match. And I think this is going to be Ray's retirement. He even talked like when Dom was first coming, he said, in a perfect world, he'd be okay with Dominic retiring him.
And I think that's kind of along the lines of, in that format.
Yeah.
For hair versus mask. It's a traditional thing though.
Exactly. And I think, yes, the whoever gets unmasked has to hand the mask to the winner. Yeah. I think, yes, he's going to do that with Dom, but I think that's also more symbolic in that he's essentially handing the Mysterio name and that legacy to Dom and basically saying, hey, this is yours now. But by the way, that whole segment was fucking great with Eddie. Keep my father's name out of your mouth.
That popped me. I about died when
popped. And that popped everybody in the crowd. You want those moments. You want to have those moments more frequent. But if you're not doing them right, sorry, Triple H, you're not doing them right. Especially if you look at that segment on Monday with CM Punk and Logan Paul and the Vision, and you're just like, I'm not. And you're thinking to yourself, are you really going to try and turn Logan Paul face? Yeah, he came out at the end of the show. Yes, he dropped Punk with the brass knuckles, but it wasn't worth it. It really, really wasn't worth it.
I was watching that whole thing. I'm like, I know what's going to happen. He's going to turn him on him at the end of the night, and he did, because they tried the Logan Paul babyface experiment when he first came to WWE, when he feuded with The Miz, and he had the match with Roman. He was the babyface. Logan Paul's not a babyface. He just needs to be a dipshit heel like he is and run with it. But I mean, I look at it, to go on to your point, you mentioned Dom and Ray. There's another title feud that I'm kind of not looking forward to, but we're kind of planting the seeds on it. Are y'all looking forward to Stephanie Vaquer against a heel Nikki Bella? Looks to be in the pipeline coming soon for that. No? No? La Bonita, as she called her, La Bonita. Stephanie Vaquer. You paved the way, Nikki. You paved the way.
Mike, did you feel Bonita?
I did. I'm going to say, beautiful, gorgeous woman. But
you got the Family Guy reference.
I did feel Bonita. Oh, my goodness gracious. But no, it's one of those things where it's very reminiscent of 2018 WWE when they did the build for her versus Ronda and Nikki Bella at Evolution. And then Nikki Bella, you knew, was going to turn on Ronda, and the Bellas turned on her, and they had that. That's what I'm getting, 2018 vibes here with Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella.
Now, watch they bring in Brie, and then they have
Brie mode.
Looking at it, what they should have done, and I mentioned it on Max, and Cheap Pop number 3. Here's what you do. If you remember back a number of years ago, we're talking, 25 at this point, 26, however many. War Games, 4 Horsemen versus the NWO.
Right.
You had Kurt Hennig filling in for Arn Anderson. And when it came time for him to get in the ring, what's he do? He smashes the door in Rick's face. Uh-huh. That needs to be Jay.
That would be cool.
Jay needs to turn heel in the worst fucking way. And I'm telling you, here's what you do. You have Jay be the heel. Jay lead the Vision. And then, if you think Roman, before he was with Paul, he peaked. Punk, before he was with Heyman, he kind of he plateaued. But then you look what Paul Heyman did for Roman's career. Guaranteed Hall of Famer. Without Paul Heyman, would we be talking about the Tribal Chief?
No.
He'd still be the big dog, talking about Southern Succotash. And I'm telling you, Jay has that potential to the point where we get Jay versus Jimmy again, but do it properly.
Yeah, and the roles are reversed. I think for me, my big whole vision of it is the fact that I would have gone the way, because we got this 16-man tournament with John Cena's final opponent. I'd have Jay be in it, he win, because if you remember, start of the year, Jay was the one who eliminated Cena at the Rumble, and then you have Jay beat Cena, and then Cena raises his hand, Jay kicks him in the nuts, and then hits him with the Uso splash. And instead of doing the yeet, he gives the crowd the finger and he walks away. Like, if you want to give him heel heat, have him do that to John Cena. That was my original pitch, but I also like the fact of him being in the division too.
Yeah, but we look at it like he's marketable. You know, he has this whole yeet thing. He has all that. You know, you're like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the one up in the air, you know, to people, and people are gravitating towards it. You know, just much like Cody Rhodes, you know, whoa, people gravitate towards it. CM Punk, people are doing, you know, it's clobbering time, you know, and
Right.
you know, there's marketability in all these people that are doing, that have these little catchphrases, you know, for themselves. And I get it, you know, and turning Jay heel would be probably a good thing, but it would also probably be a bad thing, and they would get a lot of backlash for it. Not because Jay couldn't do it. I just think it's more so that you're going to get fans that are going to be like, you spent all this time for the last 2 years, you know, running it back, you know, with him, you know, and you do all this with everybody, and it's like, why are you going to turn him heel? Cody makes more sense than anybody, but I realize that they want somebody who's just like John Cena. They want that one person that is just so over the top, uber babyface, and they need it.
So, you know, you talk about the money they have invested in Jay. They had the same thing with Roman before he turned heel. You know, they were selling the, you know, the little hand, the gloves.
That's not the same thing.
Nah.
Is it risky financially? Yes, but
Roman went away. Roman had cancer, had leukemia. His cancer was back. He did the whole, he was in remission. He went away because of COVID, because they didn't want to have anything happen to him. He ended up coming back, you know, and he was in remission, and everybody thought, okay, this is going to be a Roman Reigns again. Everybody was like, blah, you know, it's going to be bland. Who was sitting next to him? Paul Heyman. And what did we get? This different version of Roman Reigns that nobody saw coming, and it took everybody by surprise. This whole little transition of Jey Uso, are we going to be surprised if Paul Heyman ends up next to him?
No,
or as surprised if we end up seeing Paul Heyman next to him?
No, I mean, we saw the match at Saturday night's main event where CM Punk literally kicked him in the head off of that over rotation on the neck breaker. My goodness gracious. But even watching that match, I was just kind of very meh with that. I think the best thing that you can have with Jay is, I don't know, we're going to see, because we also do have Roman said, I'm not going to deal with y'all till Christmas. So we have that seed planted. I mean, the only other thing I can ask y'all, because we talk about Jay being over in the Punk match and everything that went down there. Do you like Jay?
That match was horrible.
Oh, God, bro. I think it picked up by like the last 5 to 10 minutes, but like before that, it blew chunks. I mean, he's pouring the water all over him after he takes the GTS outside the ring. I do have to ask, though, because with the other talk besides Punk and Jay, did you like that Jade Cargill squashed Tiffany and that she's a heel now as opposed to being the babyface that she was? No? Didn't make sense? All right, Paul, I'll let you go on this one.
It made absolutely no sense. Why, you know, you've had them fight before. Why is it all of a sudden now she's just going to squash her? Their last match, it seemed a little bit more even-keeled, you know, and yeah, Tiffany picked up the win, but why are you going to have her go in there all of a sudden just squash the shit out of her? That's some Brock Lesnar bullshit that you do. That's some Brock Lesnar shit that fucking Vince would do.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden Jade is just this, you know,
Monster.
tough freaking woman, a monster woman, and she's gonna go in there. that's like Nia Jax going in there and whooping her ass and, you know, not taking any bumps or anything. That would just be terrible.
Well, not for you, because I know how you feel about Nia. If
No,
Nia
well,
just
that's completely different. You know, my wife loves Jade. You know, she drools all over her too. So, you know, we all fancy us a little bit of Jade. You know, but then again, if it was Nia, you know, I'd be like,
I'm just
I
saying, we all get
understand it.
jaded. You're Aerosmith self, a little jaded. I'm the one who jaded you. Yeah, what's up? I completely feel where you're coming
You know,
from.
I love me some La Primera. You know, I love me some, you know, mommy. You know, it's all good in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
It's like how
Okay,
Lola Vice
but
from Mr. Iguana, so to speak. Oh my goodness
oh
gracious!
man, that's another one we got to get.
What?
That was hilarious, but man, okay, but on the serious note, dude, it's why did I get Jeff Hardy vibes with fucking Jay Uso?
Oh my god! Yeah, bro, I could definitely see that. You felt like you're watching Jeff
It
Hardy.
felt like I was watching I felt like I was watching Jeff versus Sting. You
Victory
know, and
Road.
Sting's all out there like, what the hell is this? And I could see the frustration on Punk's face. You could see that he was frustrated. And I'm sorry, Jay looks overweight. Jay looks like he's putting on some weight and that he's not in shape. It looks like he's hitting Waffle House with his brother and they just eating it up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Shout out to Malcolm. Shout out to Malcolm. You know, I know you love your Waffle House, you know, and I completely get it. But man, you need to stop taking Jay and Jimmy to freaking Waffle House. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying?
Come on, Malcolm.
You know,
don't do that, Malcolm.
I'll say it.
Yes.
Jay got fucking complacent. You know, the year that he had, you know, I remember when he won the Rumble, I think we were like the only three that are like, yes, like this is what people wanted. They're giving it to us. Like he'd earned it.
Yes.
You know, Rump Mania, like I remember thinking first I was like, oh, they're not going to give it to him. Especially after, you know, Gunther lost the year before.
Yes.
But they put the title on Jay and he fell flat. Like, he didn't try. Like he's like that kid in high school that they get what they want and then they just coast. Like
I mean, yeah, if you look at
everybody, Roman's talked about it. Cena's talked about it. HBK's talked about it. Like the second that you hold that title for the first time, the pressure. Triple H even said it. If you remember the promo when Brock came back, Triple H said the pressure is on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but Jay did not level up to it. And I'm a Jay fan.
Same. I mean, the whole entire reign was he beat Logan Paul, he beat Gunther, he beat like it was a very lackluster kind of reign. And
then he lost to Gunther, you know, like
he lost to Gunther because we have to have him go against Goldberg because
Goldberg.
I mean, can you kind of compare it to like how lackluster Kofi Kingston's reign was in 2019 before he got killed by Brock? Because if you remember Kofi's reign, he just defended against Samoa Joe, Dolph Ziggler, and Randy Orton before he lost to Brock.
You have to, but his match against Dolph was pretty good.
Oh, those matches. Oh, it should have been me. Hell yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and those matches were good. So I can't really say too much about that, but Jay's just seems like it was, you know, the wash, rinse, and repeat of things that he does in the ring. You know, like John, you know what you were gonna. No. Before this whole year, where he started paying tribute to everybody, before he started doing everybody's move that he's ever wrestled.
Yeah, like John would just shoulder tackle, protoplex, 5-knuckle shuffle, FU. That's it.
Exactly. You know, it was some of the things that was the wash, rinse, and repeat. We knew what we got from him, but it just seems like Jay is like he doesn't do enough. Like I get him as a tag team partner, I get him as a tag team guy. But man, as an individual, it just seems like we want him to have that reign. But man, it just seems so boring. It just seems so like he's nothing other than yeet.
Well, all his moves, it's this, the right hand, the super kick. Okay, we're gonna go for a Samoan splash, maybe a Samoan drop, a spear, And like you mentioned, it's rinse, lather, repeat.
Like, honestly, at this point, as far as Jay goes,
yeah,
I would rather see Jimmy get the rub. I would rather, or honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I'll say it. We love you, Solo.
Oh, I agree.
I would rather see Solo get the world title before Jimmy gets it back, or not Jimmy, Jay gets it.
I could see that. I mean, if you look at the world title picture as well, look at the other side. Like,
Yeah, that I mean.
I think the other side of the coin too is I was watching Cody and Drew on that Saturday night's main event. It's like, where have I seen this before? It was almost the exact same finish of him and Kevin Owens when Kevin Owens goes for the belt and then he gets the Crossroads on the belt, but Cody DDTs Drew on the belt and then the Crossroads 1, 2, 3. It was almost similar to the Kevin Owens match, slightly similar. And they have Drew lose again. So I don't know where you go with Cody now because him and Jacob Fatu would have been fire, but Jacob Fatu's out for the rest of the year.
Maybe not.
Okay.
So I will say this, like, if you think about it, the Cena Jay thing ended almost the same way as Cena or Jay or Punk versus Gunther.
Right.
Or almost the exact same. Then, Jay, his spot where he beat Gunther, almost the exact same. Like, cool throwbacks, but like, are you insinuating that Gunther's coming back? Because like, we need that fool back like now.
Oh my God, absolutely.
And I'll say it as an aside, just because it fucking pissed me off.
Yes.
You can tell they rushed Punk winning the title. Like, if you go back to Raw and Punk's promo, though the side plates on those titles are supposed to sit flush in the title. Those side plates were almost falling out. They looked sloppy. So either Punk's side plates weren't ready, or more likely, those are the replica side plates, and they didn't have the real ones, and they just modified the replica side plates.
I felt the whole thing was rushed at the fact that I think Punk would have probably, if Seth had not gotten hurt, I'm sure he probably would have beat Seth at WrestleMania, and that would have been the ultimate culmination of that.
Well, I'd heard that the plan was Roman versus Punk, or Roman versus Seth at Mania, but realistically, I would not be shocked if WrestleMania this year is Roman versus Jay for the title.
With the way that they're going, I wouldn't be either. I absolutely would not be either. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm just watching this and I'm just like, yeah. And then we'll see where it goes. I do also
have to look at some of the worst things that happened this week in WWE. And another thing I want to bring up is, what the hell was this whole thing about them meeting in the fucking poker room? What the hell was this freaking all these damn promos of somebody walking, people walking in nice shoes and everybody thinking, oh, hey, guess what? It's Gunther. It has to be Gunther. It has to be Gunther walking in these shoes. And then the bullshit we got. It's just for
AI Brock Lesnar.
It's the WrestleMania hype video. So for those that didn't see
it was AI.
Oh my God, that was just the most utter bullshit. And everybody on the internet just like let them have it.
Oh, they were pissed that it was just for the WrestleMania promo. Everybody was so mad.
Well, not only that, but like Brock was AI.
Yes, I know. I saw.
And not even a good one. Like,
no, it was.
You're a $1 billion company, and that was the best you could do.
They could have had something because you had people talking and the murmurings on social media, but it's like, no, okay, we're just going to have a WrestleMania promo and we're going to air it on Raw. That's fine. It's okay. I don't get it, man. I'm so meh, gentlemen. I'm so meh with professional wrestling. I'm kind of Orange Cassidy style right now. Oh, blood and guts. Okay. Now, I have to mention this with AEW before we go and talk about I'll pay you and the title, and we'll get to some NXT too. So this is the card. It's like Dan mentioned, like there's nothing for Survivor Series, but there's already 7 matches on the card for AEW. It is so far Boom and Doom on the pre-show, Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall against Roppongi Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta. We have Chris Statlander and Mercedes Moné for the Women's World title, Hangman Page and Samoa Joe for the World title, Bandito against FTR for the tag titles, Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express against the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander, and a trios match where the winner will receive $1 million cash prize. Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Ricochet, and more to be announced for the Casino Gauntlet match for the inaugural AEW National Championship. And for the 6th time, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. It's a no DQ match, but if Mark Briscoe loses, he must join the Don Callis family. So that is the card so far for Full Gear.
The one thing I will say is one thing we all know and we could all agree on, AEW will put on a great show.
Absolutely.
It's just the build up for this, everything is just like we just mentioned about WWE and everything that they're doing. It's just meh. And it's like I don't understand this national title. I don't understand the need for it, but it's like
it's here.
It's here, and I guess the NWA is just like, we're okay, yay, okay. I guess you guys can use that too, but we have our national title.
So Tony
Khan,
it
is being defended,
has unveiled the creation of the AEW National Championship. The announcement came during a live X stream with Tony Schiavone, as you could see here. The championship pays homage to the national championship once defended on TBS, which was eventually unified with the NWA World States title in 1986. This marks the first time in nearly 4 decades that a national champion will be crowned. And let's go to Mike Mondo, of all people, from the Spirit Squad, who is now currently in the NWA. Mike Mondo had this to say.
Mike, you gotta say it right.
Mikey! So Mike Mondo, fellow Long Islander, if you will, had wrote on Twitter that, let me be clear, there is only one NWA and there is only one prestigious national championship that holds legit lineage and has for decades. So to Tony Khan or anyone else confused, here's the legit title with the company it belongs to and the legit national champion. My name is Mike Mondo. So Mike Mondo was not happy about Tony Khan doing this, as well as NWA fans were not happy.
I think just wrestling fans in general weren't happy. Like, why do you need yet another fucking title? Now, mind you, that's 11 titles, still not counting fucking ROH.
Right.
11 fucking titles, not counting ROH. And we still haven't even crowned the women's tag team titles champions yet.
Do you like that Mercedes and Athena lost, but Athena was the one who took the pin and Harley Cameron and Willow won? That was a plus.
No, it should have been Mercedes to take the pin, and not Athena.
Athena, yeah,
because that just made it even fucking worse.
But yeah, and that's the thing now too. So you have Statlander and Mercedes going at it in a rematch from a year ago. And this news broke also as well not too long ago. So Mercedes is wrestling at House of Glory Super Clash, and she is going for the APAC Wrestling Women's Championship against North Phoenix Diana at HOG Clash on Saturday, November 15th in Long Island. Phoenix is the world's first hijab-wearing pro wrestler defending the title from Malaysia. Can Mercedes add another championship to her collection? Yes. The answer is yes. I think she is going to beat this poor girl. And I know this girl has wanted to wrestle her. And I've seen some of her promo work and some of her wrestling. She's not bad, but it's another title for Mercedes to hold. That's what I'm going with here. This is also the same show that will feature Keller Cross in action and Nick Nemeth versus Amazing Red. So that's going to be a stellar show for House of Glory. Go ahead. Y'all want to comment on the Mercedes match?
Oh, do I?
Okay, go ahead.
So at this point, I got to wonder, how much is Tony Khan paying these fucking promoters to get their title?
$25K.
Wait, are you being serious or like? The sad fucking shit, Mike, is that it's believable.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to bring this up with Mercedes Mona K. So I'm serious, bro.
Remember, it's boss time.
It is boss time. So I will pull that up now because I told this to Rob and Nicola, and I'll tell you all this. So Sasha Banks earns $25,000 for every appearance after leaving WWE. One independent promoter who reportedly inquired about booking Mercedes Moné claimed her appearance fee was $25,000.
Plus whatever women's title you have.
And it's so the perks of that $25,000 is I win your title. Yep, it's happening. 25K, baby.
I guess you paid for somebody to win the title. I guess it's just, give it to her and let her have it.
There you go. Take it.
As I said on Max Wrestling, which Mike's gonna put the link below. Cheap up numero 4. I guarantee you, the only way that WWE and AEW will work together is so that Tony Khan can, have Mercedes win even more titles, because he's got to think, that's 2, 4, 6, 7 titles that she doesn't have.
Right. Yeah, so now you have the Southeast Asia Wrestling or whatever it is, this Malaysia Pro Wrestling. APAC Wrestling is a promotion in Malaysia. So she's going to win this title, and she's going to add this to whatever other belts that she has. I know she just won one in Denmark, and she won one in Winnipeg, beating Jody Threat. So this is just another addition to the collection. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah, $25K for her on your indie and another belt for Mercedes. Go ahead.
I'm trying to understand the logic in all this, and I get you're trying to promote all these other promotions that are around the world, all these wrestling companies around the world. But when she comes to the ring, and we've seen it at the last pay-per-view for them, we saw that they had guys out there holding her titles, and then she told them to go away. Yeah. But it's like you don't get up close visions of all these titles. You just get people who, her spreading them out on a table. Look, I'm collecting belts. Hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I remember Austin Aries showed up in TNA, and he had all the belts on him, like he was wearing them. And he had them on his shoulders, on his arms. I think he had 10 of them at the time. And he had the the TNA World title, the X Division title, and then 8 other ones from other promotions around the world. And it was funny. It was funny because he would like name them off. And I think one episode he started naming off which ones were which, and the little name promotion. But Mercedes doesn't do that. Mercedes isn't exactly one of those, hey, I'm going to advertise or try and promote what this company is. Hey, you guys should go watch it. Or, hey, you guys, if you guys happen to be in whatever country you're in, maybe you should go check them out, or check them out online. Look them up on YouTube. Look at, the person that I wrestled. That would be someone that would help your company. She's not doing that. So why does she have all these titles?
The only thing she did was like the only title that she's really defended out of all of them. Like last week on Collision, she defended the CMLL Women's Championship against Olympia. That was like the only thing that you've seen in the States was her and Olympia.
You got to realize they also have a working relationship with CMLL.
That too, yeah. But yeah, of course they're going to do that.
Who the fuck has she built up?
Like, no one.
What women's star has she built up that we didn't already know who they were?
No one. Like Jody Threat works for TNA. Like that does nothing for Jody Threat.
And there are a few names that are out there and that she's taken their titles. And yeah, they're kind of, they've been in WWE, they've been in TNA, and if you watch like Marigold or Shimmer before, or you in other words, if you've been around the world, even the young girls over in CMLL, Persephone, and Bozilla, you see all those women that are there, and you want to promote them. It would be different if she was going out there and uplifting them, dropping the titles to these women, to where people are seeing them on the show. That would be different, but she's not.
Well, I also look at it like this. Like, look at the Ring of Honor side of things, too. Like, the Ring of Honor title that she's holding is the interim Women's Television Championship because Red Velvet got hurt, but then Red Velvet cuts the promo that she wants to go against her now. Like, does anybody have an investment for Mercedes Moné versus Red Velvet, who we've never seen on AEW in, like, forever? All she does is Ring of Honor now. So it's like, who cares?
So all I'll say is Triple H dodged a fucking bullet by not bringing her back.
She said no. He said no thanks. Yeah, I'm not going to give you this money. But Tony Khan, I'll pay you. But yeah, that is the latest.
Fuck the Tony Khan.
Yes. Fuck the Tony Khan. That is the latest on Mercedes, and we will go now to the NXT side of things. And before we talk about, as the first time, I've never been creamed like this before. And Chelsea Green and her giggity. We have to put over that boy Brian Alvarez, sort of. So Ava is the GM, as we know, of NXT. Brian Alvarez was reviewing NXT with Vinny or whoever the hell he does it with. And he had this to say about Ava, and then we'll talk about her comeback and people coming to her defense. So here is Brian Alvarez talking about Ava is the most inconsistent character in all of wrestling, consistently terrible.
Yeah, it's all storyline, but, like, I'm sick of the storyline that Ava is so fucking incompetent. Like, she allowed the show in storyline to be ruined by these two fucking guys. She didn't do anything about it, didn't fine them, suspend them, kick them out of the building. She just let them fucking ruin the fucking show. And then at the end, she just goes, we gotta solve this problem. Trick, you're getting a rematch for the title, last man standing, in 2 weeks at whatever fucking show. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They ruined your goddamn show, and your ruling is that this guy is getting a championship match.
You're rewarding him.
You're rewarding this fucking guy. I was just like, this show sucks. And the funny thing is, I'll give Ava one thing. She is the most consistent character in all of wrestling. Bar none. The most consistent character. Consistently fucking terrible. But, like, her gimmick is a lazy, Gen Z, out there, Nepo hire, who doesn't want to fucking ever work. Everybody else has to do all the work, and she's going to take credit for it.
So that's what Brian had to say. And then Ava would clap back and say, man, I remember my first day on Earth, too. And then Brindley Reese would go boo, throwing tomatoes. And then we would find out that he's had it out for her for months and that he's talked about her part 7,935 of all of these different videos he's done on Wrestling Observer. And Ava would comment back, part 7,935. How embarrassing. I'm so glad I live rent-free in their minds. And everybody clapped at that. Kelly Kincaid was telling him to shut up because you don't talk about referees or announcers like that. You just talk about Ava because she's a low-hanging fruit. Oh, everybody went after Brian Alvarez for this comment. So, Paul, I'll start with you because, first of all, I'd love to see him say this to The Rock's face, by the way, because I don't. That's never going to fucking happen. But, Paul, your thoughts on Brian Alvarez? Talk about that girl, Ava.
You took the words out of my mouth. I would be like, man, I would love to hear you tell her father that she's a piece of shit. I would love for you to tell her father to his face that you think that she's terrible. That she's that she is fucking terrible. I would dare you. No. I would fucking double dog dare you, triple dog dare you to say it that anything bad in the face of The Rock about his daughter. Go for it. I will welcome it, and I will be there with fucking popcorn, sitting on my chair, looking all nice and handsome. Like I always am. But that's some bullshit, dude. Like, this dude has nothing else better to do. Obviously, 9,000 something odd fucking times to talk shit about Ava. Now, is she great? No. Is she doing a character that's on a TV? Yes. Does it always make sense every time? No. Shit, Vince McMahon did shit and we all like,
what? Scratching our heads?
Vicky Guerrero used to do shit and we were just like,
what?
everybody, every single person, GM, whatever, would always do some dumb shit, and we'd all be sitting there scratching our head like, why the hell did you let that happen? We're not gonna be like fucking like Teddy and coming out going, you're gonna face the Undertaker.
But God, I don't get him. But yeah, Brian has been very much out for Ava every time he watches NXT, and it's absolutely embarrassing. Dan, do you want to comment on Brian about Ava?
Couple thoughts. Number one, how much you on bet he has slid in her DMs?
Oh, well, he's a married man. I don't know about that.
So?
Perfect. Okay, go ahead.
It's okay because she's, let's be honest, and she ain't trying to have him.
He ain't trying to have any of that. Yes, she is very much, let's be honest. For those that don't know.
By the way, Ava, your girl is gorgeous.
I was going to say,
so your girl is gorgeous.
Yes, she's with Tatiana Dumas from LFG, the Australian girl, who's absolutely gorgeous. My goodness gracious. Paul is right there with me on that. Ava and Tatiana, we love y'all. Go ahead, Dan.
You know, if she worked for a certain other company,
oh, she was the greatest thing ever,
which shall not be named, wouldn't be a problem. But I guarantee you, if Alvarez all of a sudden got hired by Uncle Dewey, wouldn't be a thing. He had probably tried to get hired by them. No.
It's just, it's one of those things too, and I've said this so many times about Ava. When she debuted in the Schism with Joe Gacy and the Grizzled Young Veterans, the promo was fine, but then when she got into the ring, she kind of blew chunks. And well, after that, they broke up the Schism, and then they made her the GM, and I've enjoyed her role as the GM. They gave her a spot on TV, and I don't care if you say, oh, because she's the Rock's daughter. She's a focal point on the television program. Does she, like Paul mentioned, does she do things that make us scratch our heads? Yes. But at the end of the day, too, she's a character, and she's doing what she's doing. I have no problem with that
she's
at
doing
all.
A fucking job.
Vicky did it. Vince did it. Teddy did it.
Eric Bischoff did it.
Bischoff did it and made us all fucking scratch our heads.
Vince McMahon made his own fucking daughter the women's champion.
Yeah, there you go.
Stephanie McMahon fucked up. Shane McMahon fucked up.
Russo booked himself to be the WCW World Champion.
Oh, I have not been happy with Vince Russo this week. Did you see bro? Did you see what Vince Russo did this week again?
No, and I don't want to.
You, bro.
Okay, so I'm just going to mention briefly. So Vince Russo put out a video on whatever it was with him and Dr. Chris talking about, bro, Candice LeRae, she's a producer backstage for WWE. We all know that Shawn Michaels loves Johnny Gargano. Give me a break. Like, Candice LeRae doesn't have the abilities to be a producer and help out the women in WWE. Candice LeRae, who's been doing this for over 20 years. Like, Candice LeRae would not do a great job as a producer helping the women. That's like saying Shayna Baszler would not do well as an NXT trainer or coach down there in NXT where she can help all these girls. Like, hello, Vince. Like, you're whatever. But yeah, he badmouthed Candice LeRae.
Russo is also the guy that center.
Going to be center on this guy.
Russo is also the guy who used to book evening gown matches, bra and panties matches,
mud matches,
all that bullshit. That was all shit he booked.
And that's why Leilani Kai got pissed at him in WCW because she wanted to book him in a mud match and she said no and walked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I look at it like when Candice LeRae started in 2002, this is when Vince Russo briefly was in the WWE return. Then he quit after 2 weeks because they saw how bad his booking was going to be. He wanted to do a WCW reinvasion, like which they already did a year earlier. But
and it didn't work.
Yeah, and they wanted to have Goldberg come in and Hulk Hogan in 2002 bring like a
Bill Goldberg.
And the other thing he wanted to do was Chris Jericho and Triple H when Chris Jericho and Triple H's feud just ended and they wrestled at WrestleMania that year. So he had no clue and had no eyes on the product. So
This is probably honestly his thing. I guarantee you, he probably does not even watch the product.
Well,
he probably goes to whatever internet site, reads results, is like, yeah, this is stupid. This is good.
Well, wait a minute. You're forgetting the best part. He is now an investor for JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Who is JCW's world champion?
Oh, God. I don't even know. I'll be honest. I don't even watch the product. Who's their champion?
Matt Cardona.
Always ready!
I've never been cummed on like that. I've never been creamed on like that in my life.
Always ready.
I've never been creamed on that much in my life, miss.
And then she's like, wait, me either. The comedic.
No,
time.
fucking Matt Cardona. Always ready. And you mentioned Shayna Baszler. Shout out to Shayna Baszler. She's the new Boca Raton Championship Wrestling champion. You know, won that over the weekend. Congratulations to her. You know, shout out. You know what? She does so much for the women in NXT. You know, and her and Candice LeRae, I believe, are doing some really, really great work with the women down there. So that's all we could do is, you know, give praise to a lot of the women back there. I'm sorry that fucking dumbass idiot can't freaking seem to get his head out of his ass because he's still, you know, back in, I don't know what, 1997, 96, 98, 90, you know, all the way back when he was in WCW.
We're looking at you, Vic Venom.
Well, yes. Ooh, what the Vic Venom route. Do you want to comment, Paul, on him getting down with the clown ICP? No?
No.
No. Yeah. So Vince Russo is now in Jaguar Championship Wrestling. Go ahead. You go. Whatever. So we move on from the whatever to now talking about someone else that we did see as far as interviews go. I figure we'll go to this one next. So Eva Marie was on the Daria and Tony Unwrapped. This is Sonya Deville's podcast with her partner. And she said she was initially only expecting to serve
wife. Get it right. They got married. It's her wife.
My bad.
Man, you better get it right, or she's gonna come over here and whoop your ass.
That is very true. She's the best. Thank you. Her wife. Her wife. Thank you, Paul. They got married. Thank you, Paul. So coming at me just because I didn't know her. I said her boo thing, her partner, or whatever. Her wife.
I was just messing. I'm
just saying, man. You're coming at me, man. Like, is this like a new love for Sonya? Is Sonya gonna be ranked?
You know what? As Sonya Deville, you know what? She's just awesome. I love her.
Oh, she is. I'm not gonna lie.
I love her podcast with her girl. So it's
okay. Anyway. So on the Daria and Tony Unwrapped, Eva Marie says she was initially only expecting to serve as Piper Niven's mouthpiece when returning to WWE in 2021. I was just supposed to be a mouthpiece, period. I was like, amazing, because then at some point in time, I would end up getting my shit beat up, but not for a minute. It would also build Piper because she was a stud, and also she can wrestle. She can get down and be my muscle. That was kind of how it was supposed to go, but then it got switched on a dime, and I wrestled way more than I was ever supposed to. I wrestled more in that little snippet than I ever thought I was going to happen. I mean, I had a SummerSlam match, and it was on a whim. I'm like, huh? So, yes, for those that don't remember, she came back, Piper Niven was Dewdrop, and she wrestled Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam that year. And it was a whole big feud where she wrestled more than Piper Niven did. But yeah, that's crazy. Her is the mouthpiece for Piper Niven, but Dewdrop became a whole thing and a deal. It's crazy. And I think they even talked on her show about her coming back. No, please don't. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. And I like Eva.
No. Please, if you're going to do anything, just stay away. Go do something else. Go open up an OnlyFans and go sit over there with fucking Mandy Sachs. Please, just go.
Hot damn. Okay, yeah, her and Lacey Evans and the whole nine, yeah.
Yeah, and Elena Black, and all of them are gorgeous, gorgeous women. I have no problem with what you want to do. Hey, all the power to you, women empowerment. But hey, I just don't want you're just not.
Well, what did you think about that time period where she was more of like the mean girl, wrestled more than Piper Niven did with the Dewdrop character, which was still one of the dumbest names ever?
Again, that was a whole Vince thing. Vince had a thing for women and not so much women with curves. I mean, yeah, Nia was there, but he didn't see them as being sex appeal and desirable to most of the men that he wanted to cater to, which is why she stayed around. Kind of turning a page real quick. Victoria Crawford, aka formerly Alicia Fox. She also did an interview recently, and she was talking about how she didn't think she was going to come back to wrestling because she had broken her tailbone. Mm-hmm. And she said that she didn't think she was going to get back in the ring. She didn't think that anybody would want her. TNA called, asked her if she was willing to come back. Gave her the tryouts, gave her the contract. You know, now she's wrestling. But I mean, you look at such a career to where she wasn't really doing much of anything. She was the crazy chick, that everybody thought was, cool, but some people thought, some people didn't, whatever.
Wade Barrett was a
But
fan.
now she's back in TNA and she's doing what she's doing, and girl looks amazing.
I think with her is
she looks amazing.
Oh, agreed. Like, she got over her demons. They're doing the stuff with her and Tessa Blanchard. I'm entertained. I think she does a great job at what she's doing now. She's a heel again, and it works. It works perfect.
I'll say it. You know, no, and this is also no pun intended at all. She's a fucking
Giggity.
fox.
Very much so. Yeah.
Giggity.
Giggity. Now, I do have to ask on the Eva Marie side, Dan, what are your thoughts on what she mentioned here about being the mouthpiece for Piper Niven? Because Alicia Fox was another one who started out from being in a modeling catalog that John Laurinaitis found. And then she's the wedding planner.
People power.
She starts out as the wedding planner for Edge, and then she's with DJ Gabriel on ECW. Then she's on Raw, and she's the Divas champion. And then she goes nuts. And then she's kind of around doing the Total Divas stuff. Then she's gone. And then now she's back in TNA, and it works. And it was nice to see her in the NXT TNA invasion. But we'll start with Eva Marie first, and then give your thoughts on that.
They tried with Eva Marie twice. They tried to make it work. She didn't have it. So whatever, you get contracted by a wrestling company, and you're shocked when they make you wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Paul Ellering, he got physical in the past. He wrestled.
Mm-hmm.
He has a couple matches under his belt.
He does.
But
we're heading back all the way to the 80s when he wrestled too. So
he used to have hair.
Yes, he did.
He did.
And as far as Alicia Fox goes, I could not be more happy for her. Like, it's that thing where similar like with Brendan Fraser, who fucking great actor, but has even said he didn't think people would still care. And to see Alicia Fox get her flowers, I could, as a fan, I could not, and not even necessarily as a fan, but as a person, it's you're in public, you're putting your body out there, and it's like for her to get her flowers, like, good for her.
Absolutely. Agree. And we love you.
It was similar, and some people are just gonna hate. Like, people hated on Jelly
Moses Marquez. I know.
It's your fault. You hate it.
It's always gonna be Moses Marquez, the one that always hates.
You hate her.
Haters gonna hate.
Players gonna play. Ballers are gonna ball.
They just gotta shake it off.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Oh, look, now you got the Swiftie over there going. Look, you need to stop, Dan.
Stop you with your Swiftiness. Now we have to go to this one just because. Yeah, you're number one too. So the next one, I have to put this up because this is your boy over here, Mr. Paul Morales. We'll go to Bully Ray, and then we'll go to the other final topics. But let's go to Bully Ray next because brother. So we've talked about LA Knight, and he held up that sign. Talking about it should have been him and not Jey Uso. LA Knight was a big part of the CM Punk in the build there, and he's been involved in the world title picture. So Bully Ray on Busted Open pitched for LA Knight to lose his voice in a storyline before finally getting it back and speaking again for the first time. And this is what Bully Ray had to say.
You know what LA Knight needs?
What?
A blood feud. Take his voice away. Put the steel chair on his neck and take another steel chair and smack it into the legs of that steel chair and drive the lip of the chair into his larynx, crush his larynx so he can't talk anymore. Until the time is right for somebody to make fun of him and go, you can't even talk. You can't even talk. All you got is the people talking for you. Here, watch. And then the people go, L.A. Knight. And out of nowhere, L.A. Knight goes, yeah. And he talks for the first time again. the people will fucking blow. LA Knight starts blowing a comeback, and you've made a guy because we feel sympathetic for him because he overcame adversity and he got his voice back.
I would break his index finger so he can't do the point LA
I
Knight
would
thing.
break his index finger.
He has to use his pinky. It just doesn't have the
See,
same
this is how you are. This is how you are. You take a perfectly good idea and you shit on it, you make fun of it with your stupid pinky. That's because your testosterone is low.
He break his index finger. He can't do the LA Knight. He has to use his thumb. He has to use his thumb. It just doesn't have the same effect, bully.
What finger am I using on you right now? Just be a good radio personality and describe to the audience. Paint a word picture of what finger I'm using on you right now.
It's not the index finger, I'll tell you that much.
Like I gotta go first on this.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Bully Ray, Mark, Bubba, whatever the fuck. Shut the hell up.
Thank you.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
You know, what a dumbass fucking idea. Like, no. Like, he loses his voice. Like, what?
They also did this angle in TNA, by the way, with him and EC3, and it did it, and because they had a match where he lost his voice by losing to EC3 and he couldn't talk. They did this storyline already in TNA, and it sucked then, and it sucks with how he just pitched.
How much you want to bet he came up with that idea in TNA?
Well, I don't know if he was around in TNA. No, he wasn't in TNA at the time when that happened. That was like.
Does it mean anything?
Brother. Paul, you want to comment on Bully Ray's idea for LA Knight? Yeah.
He got the idea shortly before WrestleMania 3. Randy Savage actually dropped the freaking ring bell onto Ricky Steamboat's throat.
Okay.
Supposedly shattering his larynx. Kayfabe.
Okay.
Shattering his larynx. And Steamboat couldn't talk. He even draped him across the did all kinds of damage. Draped him across the bars out on the ring side, and caused more damage, and he was frailing around in pain, and it was supposed to be part of the storyline, to where Steamboat couldn't talk. And that's where more or less where he got the idea from. So it was a good thing, it was a funny thing, that he actually mentioned it. That's the first thing that popped into my head was Steamboat and Savage led up to WrestleMania 3, that amazing match between the two.
Greatest IC title match of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I would have to say bar none, probably the greatest IC title match. But I mean, you need something for LA Knight, man. I'm so sorry. They're not doing nothing with him. And it's like, how many times are you going to put this guy in the title picture and, have him backstage knowing that he's over? And I would have rather had seen him go over more than CM Punk. I would have rather him be the one to go over and Punk still continue to keep chasing it, as opposed to having Punk be the guy that's going to be the champion. And I understand it made more sense to have Punk because it was Seth Rollins. But if at some point in time you're going to end up having Punk lose the title, however long he's going to have it, aside from the 5 minutes and umpteen seconds he had it before Seth came out and took it from him and cashed in. All I'm saying is that this guy is so over. This guy is uber over, and they're not doing enough with him. You already tried to give him you gave him the United States title. Cool, fine, dandy. But what? You have an IC title around Dom. Okay, cool. He's a heel. Take it off of him already. He's not doing anything with it. Yeah, he's defending it, but you aren't elevating anybody else in the process.
With LA Knight, like, he beats Nakamura. He has that very much kind of like
Nakamura hasn't been there in fucking months.
Well, and Nakamura now is a babyface again. He's a babyface.
Randomly.
Babyface again. He's back to normal Nakamura.
So
by the way,
again,
yeah,
I'm just saying, like, you needed to do something with this guy, and yeah, it is an idea. You can kind of elaborate and kind of make it a little bit more dramatic for people to kind of take some sort of sympathy with it. But I'm not saying it's the greatest idea. I'm just saying that it could be an idea that you kind of run with and kind of do something further with it.
I mean, his U.S. title runs with Nakamura, and then he loses to Jacob Fatu, and then he's kind of just in the mix. I mean, he got the big win over Seth, but he's just kind of there, and he gets the great reaction. He's a great character. He's very relatable, and he's entertaining, but he's just kind of there for me. Like you mentioned Nakamura, the babyface turn, he's back to normal Nakamura, and now Nakamura, Ray Phoenix, and them are facing the MFTs. I will say this, like, if y'all want to see the only thing that was really good on SmackDown, go back and watch Ilya Dragunov and Nathan Fraser. Like, that friggin' match was amazing. Like, that match was fucking him. Ilya Dragunov coming back.
Fire.
Yes.
Fire.
And Sami Zayn, that was his call to lose to Ilya, which Sami Zayn is just absolutely a gem. And that was the right call. And
if you aren't going to put the world title on Sami Zayn and have him win the Royal Rumble, it would be pointless.
It'd be a crime. And you saw him stare at the title when him and Cody were there. I would love to see Cody and Sami at WrestleMania. Do it. Do it.
And I don't want it to be at Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble. No, I want that to be at WrestleMania, and I want him to win the title.
Yeah, I kind of not. I don't mind seeing Cody and Randy, but if I want to do something, I'd rather do Cody and Sami. If I'm being completely honest, Cody and Randy is cool for the story, but Sami finally winning the title and him beating Cody, cherry on top, man. But yeah, y'all.
Sami doesn't need a super long run.
Yeah.
But like,
just not a CM Punk, 5 minutes and 28-second run.
No.
And since Ilya's been back, like every match he's had has been great.
Oh yeah, every match that he's been out there, the Aleister Black match, every match that he's been out there with has been awesome. Working his tail off.
The only thing I will say I don't agree with, that fucking neck tattoo.
I don't get that. I don't get that, but okay. Yeah, fine. I mean, Dom's got that thing on his throat now, but sure, fine. Okay, whatever.
We know how
real, or is that painted on?
No, that's real.
I think that's real. Yeah.
Ray's made fun of him a few times with his tattoos.
And speaking of people making fun of themselves, we've been mentioning a lot of the show.
Don't talk about Dan like that.
We've been mentioning at the beginning of the show. We love you too, Dan. Dude, the best part of NXT, and NXT was a good show.
The things that Moses Marquez says behind your back, man, I defend you to the end, man.
Just give me those tag team titles, goddammit. Your partner's turning on you. No, I'm kidding.
I'll tell you, you can have them when your state actually elects a competent senator.
Hey, man, I agree with you on that. But at the same time, too, I may be from South Carolina, but Daniel Garcia still sucks.
Well, I agree with you.
Okay, all right. Now we're in agreement. So we're agreeing on Daniel Garcia still sucking. Okay. Anyway, we'll save that for.
Hey, we got Rick James. Who the fuck do you have?
Yeah, Rick James, bitch.
Rick James, bitch. Exactly as where I was going as soon as he said it. Oh, boy.
We got Beth Phoenix.
That is true. That is very true. I mean, Myrtle Beach has Andy Douglas from the Naturals, but that doesn't count. Anyway, I digress. Naturals, old school TNA. So
sort of like Generation Me. But I wonder whatever happened to those guys.
I hear there are a couple young bucks doing their thing now, and they're elitists.
Yeah, I know.
So we had NXT this week. Good show, solid show from top to bottom. But the big thing that came out of it, besides Ricky Saints and Trick Williams are now having a last man standing match, which is going to be sweet at Gold Rush. The other match at Gold Rush. So Ethan Page and Chelsea Green are celebrating winning the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships. They beat La Hedra and Mr. Iguana. And that was a good match. I also saw that as well. Great right call. And then they have the celebration. Joe Hendry comes out, and they're thinking he's in the cake, but he's not in the cake. And he goes, I need my partner. And well, we're going to surprise it. But you know what? We'll tell you now. Say her name, and she appears. I believe in Thea. Thea Hale did the doggone
her own custom theme song.
Yes, Thea Hale came out.
I believe.
Say her name, and she appears. I believe in Thea Hale.
She comes out the cake and hits the pies on Alba Fire and Chelsea Green. They take them all out. Joe Hendry gets the pie on Ethan Page. It was funny. I enjoyed this segment wholeheartedly. Like this pairing of Ethan and Chelsea has been awesome. And I like Joe Hendry and Thea Hale. It works. They're matching. They're doing the whole side to side. It works. And they're giving Thea Hale something to do, which is fun.
Yeah.
La Hedra and Mr. Iguana. I'm sorry. If you go back to that last event that Triple A had, freaking, it was funny as all hell. Lola Vice coming over, or Mr. Iguana going to Lola Vice, talking to him, and then he pushes her back inside the locker room as La Hedra comes. And she's just like, she's over there talking to him, asking him, that she's toxic, part of her Los Toxicas group. She wants him to be there, and he's all like, yeah, don't worry, I'll be there. And then Lola Vice comes back out, and she's like, what the hell was that? He's all like, oh, no, nothing unusual, you're okay. But it's some of the most hilarious shit, and I love it. I absolutely love it, because they're doing something with Lola.
Yeah, they're having her over there. They got the Wyatt Six going against Pagano and Psycho Clown really soon, which I think is going to be awesome. And you got Nikki Cross spitting the blood and that friggin' thing. Oh, that was awesome. Like, they're doing a lot with this relationship. You had Dragon Lee and Dom. You're having a lot of stuff going on. Like, I've been enjoying this whole AAA infusion, so to speak. I'm digging it, man.
And just as an aside, because I think it's worth discussing.
Yeah.
They uploaded a video of the Wyatt Six at the Universal Studios thing at the Wyatt Six Horror House, and it was hard to watch, just seeing how much Rowan is struggling still.
Oh, I saw that with him and Lewis, yeah.
Like, you could tell he was really trying to hold it together, and everything that dude has been through. I mean, first he loses his best friend Brody, and then to lose Wyndham, not even 2 years later, and you could tell when he's like, yeah, this is pretty cool, and you can tell, when he was saying it like that, he's like, he's trying.
Yeah.
And to see him
on top of that, now Mike Rotunda being in hospice, and
actually that he's cardiac rehab.
Oh, he's in cardiac rehab now? Oh, okay.
He
okay.
Well, I mean, it's serious because Micah Rotunda, Bray's sister, put out a thing clarifying what was really going on. He had a massive heart attack, but he is in a cardiac rehab, and he hopefully is going to make a full recovery. But to have that moment, it's so nice to see Bray get his flowers, and everyone say that how much he would have dug it, seeing Bo Dallas, Taylor Rotunda, talk about it. But it was really nice to see, when Rowan kind of broke down, to see Dexter kind of go up to him, give him a hug, and everyone just being like, hey, we're here. And it occurred to me, of every member of the Wyatt family, there's only 2 left.
Yeah. Braun and Rowan.
No.
Oh, okay.
Rowan and Randy Orton.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Randy.
Hey, he counts.
I know he counts. He
counts.
And I still say, to this day, that should have been a triple threat. Bray, Harper, and Orton. And how I would have had Harper win it.
I would have loved that, but that was not the direction, unfortunately, for what they did.
You gotta talk Southern, pal.
Sir, I'm from Rochester, New York.
I don't care. You gotta talk like you're from the South.
Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, Vinnie Mac. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that time period and watching that video in itself, and we all love Bray Wyatt. I mean, he's been gone now for what, like friggin' 2 years now, and and it still hurts, but he still gave us a lot of moments and memories, and that's all you can ask for professional wrestling, and just being a great human being, all in all. So, with that being said, speaking of human beings, we have to talk about these two human beings next. First, we will talk about Nicholas Khan, then we'll talk about Triple H. So, Nick Khan.
Fuck the Nick Khan.
Fuck the Nick Khan. Nick Khan said in an interview on the TKO Q3 earnings call that they did this week, Nick Khan says that TKO has increased ticket prices for WWE shows appropriately with the marketplace. Capacity continues to be very high. We've increased prices appropriately with the marketplace. That's for the PLEs, Raw, SmackDown, Saturday Night's main events, and every other ticketed program that WWE has. We remain bullish on it.
So,
imagine buying a ticket for a show, and you're expecting it to be one of these most spectacular things that you want to go to. And I'm not taking away the energy or anything like that, but imagine the times that you go and it's just like total crap. I.e., Vince from like 2010 to. I guess it would be like 2020. I guess if you really
2021, the final year he booked 2021. Yep.
Yeah, you look at, well, you could even say like maybe like 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. Anyways, there's about a 10-year span that is just like horrible. But what I'm trying to get at is like, say you imagine you're buying a ticket and you're like, yes, I'm gonna go see Raw, or I'm gonna go see SmackDown, or I'm gonna go to a PLE, and then you get there and it's like all the wind is the excitement, and then it's just like, oh, that's exactly what it's like to go to a show right now. And I get it. We're at the end of the year. I get it. A lot of these shows are kind of like winding down, and they're kind of thinking about the perspective into the next year. But still, look at what the ratings are for these shows now. Look at what people are just like, I'm so turned off by it. Any social media person, Denise, Santi, Conman, Wheezy Blonde, Alex, Mini Portable. You go the Tag Team Twins on IG. You got all these people that are just all over social media, and it's like they have the same gripe that we do. It's just so boring. It's just like, it's just there. It's meh. And it's not even mid. It's just like horrible.
It's eh.
Yeah. And it's like, why are we even watching this?
It's the UFC. They turned the WWE into the UFC, which, I remember when I was in high school and, a little bit after, you had Chuck Liddell, you had Tito Ortiz, Randy Couture, you had Brock Lesnar,
right there.
Absolute killers. Now it's just sort of like, I couldn't even tell you who half their people are. Now, you talk ticket prices. They're coming to Buffalo on January 2nd for SmackDown. The cheapest seat, $99.45. That's in the nosebleed section.
Wow.
Now, if we're talking like, let's see.
That's about what I paid. That's about what I paid for not Staples Center, for Intuit Dome at the Netflix premiere of Raw. That's about what I paid for each ticket.
Expensive seat that I can pull up here. $949.30.
Shit.
That is
floor. That's 3 car payments.
Row 4.
Yep. Fuck.
Well, I was wrong. $1,008.30.
But people will pay that. Crazy people will pay for it, but people will pay that.
Yeah, I'll pay you.
Or just the people that can afford that and think it's worth it. And they're
Which
allowed.
I will tell you here, that's why you only see celebrities or the green shirt guy
Yes.
or Brock Lesnar guy.
Or sign guy. Just because. And I also
But
look at it like
that's something I mentioned though. Like I was talking with Denise one day, and I was telling her the exact same thing. It's weird that what we're getting, and yeah, a lot of the celebrities around ringside are comped, but there's a lot of celebrities who do come to these events, and they stay throughout the whole thing. It's not just hey, I'm going to sit on the I'm just gonna sit ringside like Fluffy and a lot of these people that they do like these promos and whatnot. Because I remember we went to Worlds Collide at the Forum, and you saw Fluffy walk in between a match, and then of course they did the up close with him, and after the match it's like he was gone. He left that seat, and then they put somebody else in that seat. And you could see it like on the broadcast, how it's almost the exact same seat where, you see like Ken John, or you see, or like Fluffy, or you see some celebrity who's there, or some former wrestler from AAA who came back, as a cheap pop for people. But what I went on and told her, I go, but we as casual fans are being priced out. I go, and I can tell you right now, I said, who they really want ringside, I said, are celebrities. They want movie stars, they want musicians, they want all these people, comedians, everybody else, but fans, but actual wrestling fans, because a lot of them are just there because, hey, guess what? I get comped these seats, and you get to sit next to a celebrity, maybe.
Yeah, Post Malone. Prime example. We saw Post Malone at Saturday Night's Main Event.
Halliburton in New York. You got to see, Jalen Brunson, or Halliburton in Indy. You got to see Jalen Brunson ringside in New York. I the reason why I mentioned that, I said, is because it's almost like going to a basketball game. Who are courtside at basketball games?
Celebrities,
businessmen, celebrities, musicians, directors, those people.
Rich people.
That's who they want to cater to. Fuck us.
Well, we
fuck
know,
fans.
We know who's probably going to be front row for Cena's last match.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. God. Why not? He's already at fucking UFC matches.
Front row.
Bigly.
Giggity.
Right.
It just, yeah.
I heard he's about that big.
Mushroom size, baby. So,
yeah, we're not going to comment on that.
Okay, we're getting off the rails here. Sorry, my bad. Our bad.
We're going off the rails on the crazy train.
Thank you. Rest in peace, Ozzy. We love you. Now,
I will say, because I had this random thought, and typically WWE has been using War Pigs for their Survivor Series promo.
Yes.
And I love that they're using the Judas Priest and Ozzy version, and they're telling fans like, hey, consider buying, purchasing this on, Apple Music and this and that, because it is all for charity.
Yeah.
And it's like Judas Priest is like, they're not keeping a penny of, like, it's all going for Parkinson's research. And, I don't know, I think that's cool.
I do too. I think honoring the memory and just doing the right by the families. Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Dan. WWE should take note on doing right for families instead of the rich people. But speaking of the people, Triple H was recently interviewed here, and we're going to play Triple H on the All In Summit. He touched upon writing
All In.
Yeah. He spoke on writing the shows based on that. Well, he's not going to write the shows based on what will be a great match. We write it based on the stories we can create. So here's what Triple H had to say.
And people within our business sometimes take this wrong, but we don't write the shows based on that'll be a great match. We write it on the stories that we can create. The protagonist, the antagonist, how does that work with each other? Telling stories that can resonate with people that maybe they've experienced in their real life, some type of fantastical version of that.
So is there a writer's room?
There is a writer's room. We have a large staff
That's
of,
awesome.
Yeah, there's a show right now on Netflix.
Go ahead.
Take your Unreal and shove it up your fucking ass, Paul.
Not
you, Paul. Other Paul.
You're not a fan of the Unreal?
I'm not a fan of the fact that a family cannot afford to go see WWE.
Yes.
You know, it used to be you had the average family couldn't afford to go to Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. But what did we have? We had the house shows.
Oh, yeah, which we don't hardly have anymore.
I've been to a ton of them. Like, there was one, my dad and I went to one in Elmira, New York. You know, it was right before The Undertaker, you know, was going back to the dead man gimmick. Like, it was probably a couple months before.
Yeah.
And I remember you would always look around, you would see families. You would see dads with their young sons, because when they were kids, their dads or their grandfathers or whoever took them to see wrestling matches. And they're getting to show their kids. Like, Mike, I'm sure your dad showed you wrestling. Paul, I'm sure you had somebody showing you. And that is gone. Like, it's not. And I will say, to his credit, Tony Khan is keeping his ticket prices at a fair price.
Yes, that is true.
And I tell Tony this: if you want to succeed and stick it to WWE, continue what you're doing. Don't change a fucking thing. Because eventually, you know, if you think about it, like this match here, sure, it bends, but eventually, what's going to happen? It's going to snap.
It breaks.
Snap, it breaks.
So eventually, you know, WWE, they increase their ticket prices, this, that, whatever. Eventually, fans are just going to say, all right, you know what? I'm out. And you're already seeing it. Maybe they don't go to AEW. Or here's an idea. And it's the worst possible option. They just stop watching.
Yeah. It's come to a point where it's just, yeah.
I mentioned this on Max Wrestling. Guys, go to WWE shop when you get a chance and look at the prices of their fucking replica belts now.
Oh, I'm sure it's very, very high.
The one that Punk has, $600.
Shit. God. God.
You want to go first, Doc, or you want me to go first?
No, you go on this one, bro. I'll go last. What your thoughts on Paul, Triple H, Levesque, and the stories?
Fuck for Paul Levesque.
I go back and I have to refer to Denise because we had a good ass conversation, and I said to her, but we as fans, we as wrestling fans have to stop talking about WWE as a company because they no longer exist. Right. They no longer exist as a company. They're it's a name. That's it. Yeah, it's just a name.
It's a show.
You have TKO, who is exactly what all this is about. It's about them making money. Much like, and I know I don't want to get political, much like this administration. I don't like them, but I will be completely honest, and it's like them charging people for the most dumbest shit and trying to price people out. That's exactly what TKO is doing. They're pricing the fans out. Yeah, there's no more house shows. There haven't been house shows for years. Even before TKO took over, they stopped doing house shows. And I get it. Triple H didn't think that they were valuable enough. But you want to know who thought they were valuable enough? The wrestlers. Why? Because it gave them an opportunity to try something new. Something Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez, sorry, whichever way you want to look at it. She mentioned it. Randy Orton mentioned it. Cody Rhodes mentioned it. We had several wrestlers come out and say there was a reason why we liked doing house shows, was because we got the opportunity to do things that we can't do in front of the camera. We got to do high spots, that we don't do in front of the camera. That was their way of just, hey, I need to learn something new, or hey, I want to try something out. Yeah, now they got a PC. Now they got the performance center to where they can go down there and do that. It's not the same, because you don't get the same reactions that you would in front of fans. You know that, I know that, and everybody who watches us will know what I'm talking about. The fans want the house shows back. It doesn't have to be every week. And look, NXT does it. NXT does house shows in Florida. Mm-hmm. Why is it that WWE, the main roster, can't do, hey, guess what? Monday Night Raw. Hey, guess what? Wednesday we'll do a house show in the middle of wherever. Hoboken, New Jersey. Hey, guess what? We'll go out in the middle of Saskatchewan, freaking somewhere in Alabama or fucking Tennessee or Kentucky, wherever, in all these little small towns in the rural areas of freaking in America. I don't understand why they can't do it. It's just, and I understand production costs. I understand the transfer, everything. But if you looked at how they used to have that little Saturday night's main event opening, I guess it's like the entrance, and it was little. It's small. A couple, maybe one big monitor that's in the front, to show like their entrance. I don't understand why they can't go back to that. And it was something that people liked because it was cheap, it was inexpensive, and people loved to get to see their favorite wrestlers.
Right. And I mean, I'm with you. I think it's more, and I'm not going to get political either, but it's this current administration and TKO. They don't give a fuck about you. They just care about this. And I look at it on the house show side of things, like you mentioned.
Keeping their files secured.
Hey, now. So on the NXT side of things.
You're right there, Paul. You sound like
I was just clearing my throat, man. I'm just saying.
Just making sure you're okay.
I think you need some Tylenol.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe a little bit of Vicks will help. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of Vicks. I'm gonna rub it right here. You know what I'm saying? And get rid of that little cold. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take the Tylenol though. Don't take the Tylenol.
Yeah, don't take the Tylenol though.
You don't want to get the tism.
They want to get the tism or a circumcision. Anyway, we digress. So you look at the NXT side of things, like Paul mentioned, like they'll go to Ocala, they'll go to friggin' Miami, they'll go to Tampa, they'll go all over Florida to do these fucking live events, and they're on their bus, and then they come back to Orlando. Like they run the spots in Florida for them to do live events, and it's all nice little intimate setting buildings. WWE, it's just, okay, we'll go over to friggin' Europe, we'll then come back here, and it's more just like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'll be honest, like we're going to Saudi in January, then we're going to Saudi next year, and just like it doesn't have the same appeal for the family feel. They don't want to appeal to families. They want the rich people. They want the celebrities, like we mentioned. We say it over and over again. The product is simplistic. The product is stale. The product's very repetitive. Is there good stuff on there? Sure. But I can tell you, watching Raw this week, like when Jey Uso goes up to CM Punk and he's like, are you with me or am I talking a little Roman? And then, of course, the main event is a tag match with CM Punk and Jey Uso against the Vision. And then it leads to the Vision beating them down and whose side is Logan Paul's on. And you know what side Logan Paul's side is on. So it's the whole product as a whole. It's all about the dollar bill, and we're going to keep it the way that it is. So it is what it is all you can say. Where a lot of us are
fuck the Paul effect. Fuck the Nick.
Fuck the TKO. So, well, we might be saying
the Ari Emanuel.
Well, we might be saying fuck the WWE on this, but not really, because this is more his own.
No, we'll say it. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is more his own fault, though. So we'll go to Ridge Holland next. So Jinder Mahal, Kyle Fletcher, Nick Jackson, Chelsea Green have all donated to the GoFundMe for Ridge Holland. So for those who are unaware of what the hell's going on, we will go up here and tell you what's been going on. So World Wrestling Entertainment ended Luke Menzies, known as Ridge Holland's contract, weeks before its November 14th expiration, following a severe Liz Frank foot injury sustained in a TNA match arranged by the promotion, and his public social media posts about financial hardships. This 37-year-old who joined WWE in 2019 after a rugby career now requires multiple surgeries and rehabilitation until mid-2026, leaving him without income as the father of 3. The wrestling community has responded with a GoFundMe campaign raising thousands, including donations from peers like Chelsea Green and Nick Jackson. The problem that I have this is, Ridge, if you would have just shut up, you would have been fine. You literally would have been fine, because then he wrote this is what got him in trouble. I never thought I'd not be able to pay my mortgage. I feel like I've just been hung out to dry after getting injured working for another company on behalf of WWE. Add to that my contract not being renewed, knowing that I wouldn't be able to wrestle for 7 months. This is brutal. Yes, they are taking care of the surgery and physical therapy, but let's be honest, that's the bare minimum after what we sacrificed for the company, plus the possibility of having to get my neck fused too. Talk about getting totally fucked. And WWE said, you're gone. After that, they said, you're gone. And now we're providing a GoFundMe for Ridge. I mean, Ridge is best known for his work with the Brawling Brutes. The last time we saw him, really, he was on NXT with Chase U. He won the tag titles. He's been wrestling recently on Evolve, on Tubi, and then they canned him. He's obviously known as well for the whole Big E incident. That really got him a whole lot of hot water and shit for that. And even though he apologized to Big E, people didn't like him, didn't feel the same way about him after that. Paul, you want to start first or about Ridge Holland? Because personally, all I could say is he fucked himself. With that tweet in a lot, he fucked himself.
I think in a lot of ways, yes, he did fuck himself. But I mean, does a man deserve to have that happen to him? No, but
not at all.
But I think in hindsight, we're talking about the difference between Vince McMahon and TKO. And TKO wasn't going to deal with it. TKO was just like, yeah, no, we don't need this PR nightmares, but we're still gonna give you we're still gonna not pay you. We're still gonna offer you the rehab. We're still gonna offer you everything, and make sure you're medically clear and cared for and whatnot. So I think I guess that's the plus side, but I get it. You're not gonna be able to work. You're running through money. I don't know what his finances are. I don't know how much he pays. I don't know how much he's buying things for, if he's very, very bougie, and he's buying things left and right. And I get it. He has 3 kids. I get it. But in that meantime, where was your money going in between there?
True.
Now, again, I get it. You have a family, and I get it. You're doing what you're doing. But, and just in my opinion, like injuries happen, that they happen, you have to prepare yourself for these things, and unfortunately you said something and they fired you.
No.
Speak out at work, guess what? Get fired.
Dan, you want to talk about Ridge Holland and the situation on WWE canning him for his comments?
Fuck the whole
He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Sorry about your damn luck.
Thank you, Cowboy James Storm. Yeah, I think you can agree, Dan. He did fuck himself. He absolutely did fuck himself on this.
I mean,
in no shorter terms. Yes, he did.
I hope he has a smooth recovery. He figures it out. Like, it's even before they let him go, they tried with him.
Yeah, they gave him the NXT
times.
Yeah, they gave him the NXT tag titles. He was in the Brawling Brutes.
They tried so much. It gets to a point where if you're not succeeding, they're gonna cut. It's with any job. If you're not cutting the pavement, bye.
Like they put him on Evolve, and it was just like whatever. He did the TNA angle with Mike Santana, and that was just whatever. So, yeah, he's just nobody cared. And I mean, he was never the same after the Brawling Brutes split up and everything. After the whole Big E thing, he was.
Whatever happened to that Pete Dunne guy? Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. I hear he is grande though, and he is he's an Americano.
Do you think he likes Americanos?
I think he does. And speaking of what we do like, get out. Speaking of what we do like, here's the final topic. So WWE reportedly feel that they can book talent for TNA and AAA without additional pay due to talent working a reduced schedule, and this is courtesy of the Wrestling Observer or Radio. If WWE talent works for AAA, which is part of WWE anyway, or if they work for TNA, they don't get paid extra because everybody is on a guaranteed contract. You make this much, they book you as they see fit. If it can be for other companies, that's just how it works right now. From their standpoint, based on previous generations and even a year or two ago, the fact is that you are going to be working for less dates for the guaranteed money that you would have been even a year ago because they've cut way back on shows. So because they've cut way back on shows, and it's essentially for most people 1 day a week, that they might book you a second day a week or for a TNA taping or go to AAA. Whatever the deal is, it's like you're still working a lot less dates than for most people they expected to work when they actually signed the deal in the first place.
If you're not working on NXT and they say, hey, guess what? You want to go to AAA? Go to AAA and do your 1 day a week. Or
Roll
hey,
of
you know what? Why don't you go over to TNA? You know, you could do a little bit of work there. So if you're working 1 day a week and you're not featured on a show, would you rather be sitting in catering or would you actually want to be working?
I'd go
I for one would much rather be working. I would much rather know that I can work for my money and not sit in catering all day with nothing, and then them all of a sudden say, "Oh, well, we're going to give you your outright release because you're not working." Well, I'm going to take the latter of the two, and I'm going to go to work wherever they tell me to go. And if my contract is $250,000 a year, guess what? I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to do my 1 day a week, and I'm going to work probably 48 dates out of the year. Because I know they give them time off for holidays and stuff like that and whatnot. So, but still.
Point is, if they ask you to go to TNA, look at Lola Vice. She went to AAA. She's doing fantastic. Like, look at just Brindley Reese. Like, does she want to sit in catering or do you want to do this TNA match? Like, look at, or do you want to go work on Evolve? I'm going to work on Evolve or I'm going to do the TNA match. Like, come on. Like, this is simple. Like, if they
Thea Hale was in TNA, did a couple matches in TNA. She went over to Evolve, did a couple matches there. And then of course she wasn't doing anything in NXT. I mean, go follow her on her IG. I mean, because she does some pretty funny stuff, I have to admit. And follow her on Twitter because she is hilarious. I love that she goes to look for these different coffee shops because she's a coffee geek. So
but that's
absolutely. I believe in Thea Hale.
We love you, Thea.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan. But yeah, no, the point is, people, if they give you an opportunity, take the fucking opportunity. Make the most of it.
Exactly.
Dan, your thoughts on this whole thing with WWE, TNA, and AAA like we just mentioned here?
Here's another idea. Do what AEW does. Like, let your talent fucking work. Like, if they want, if you have, so and so, and they want to work, they say, hey, I have an opportunity to work for this company or that company. Fucking let them.
Let them go. Let them rock it. Just, that's the point. If people want to work, let people fucking work.
Yeah.
Exactly. Also, I want to send a very, very happy anniversary to Shimmer. 20 years, in existence, and you're still going. Continue to keep doing such amazing work, and having shout out to all the amazing talent in WWE and TNA and AEW who all gave a lot of praise to Shimmer, who showed them all kinds of love because they're well deserving of it.
One of my first
really shimmered.
Yes, they did. My first ever experience.
Bailey, Becky, Piper Niven, Alba Fire, Shayna Baszler. Look at all the amazing talent that have run through there in 20 years.
Pretty much everyone in the first two Mae Young Classics.
Yes. Rhea Ripley.
Yes. Well, that's my thing too. Like, I remember my first ever time I think I got exposed to Shimmer. Like, they would do Ring of Honor matches. Like, I remember Sarah Del Rey against Daisy Hayes or Rain. It was in the mix.
Oh, sorry, I keep rubbing my nose. No, I'm not doing cocaine. I just
We're gonna tell you, Tony Khan. Are you Tony Khan enough in here?
I'm Tony Khan. I'll pay you. No, I have a tickle in my nose, and I'm really trying not to sneeze right now.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Where are you, Jack Nicholson, right now? My beard gave her a little tickle.
Yeah, a little tickle.
But no, shout out to Dave Prazak and everybody over at Shimmer for 20 years, because that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Well, speaking of awesomeness, folks, we hope you enjoyed this new rebranded RWT podcast from myself, Paul Morales, and Daniel Crimmins. We look forward to getting back into the saddle and doing the damn thing as only as we can do. And we give a shout out to our RWT kingpin himself, the Doctor, Amir Blackbane Costello, for his blessings. And Doctor, we love you, man. We love you. We love you.
Hi, Amir.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
He's all right.
These guys have so much. These guys over here talk so much crap about you, but me, I got some love for my doc.
Let me tell you something, bitch. When it comes to these podcasts, we appreciate people like Amir, and everybody that does what they do. We thank you, Amir. We will be back in the next show. Now, we don't have predictions for a little while, by the way, guys, or many events. We have Full Gear and we have Survivor Series in about 3 weeks. So we have some time before there's any other shows going on, which thank God. So we can breathe a little bit. We can breathe, so to speak, like friggin', oh God, who was it? Blue Cantrell and Sean Paul. We can breathe, so to speak, if you will. Yeah, man.
Or we could be like Fabulous, breathe. You know what I'm saying? Or we could be like Faith Hill, and then we could be like Faith Hill, and I could hear you breathe.
I can hear you breathe.
You can breathe with the switchblade.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyways, we're done. We're out of
whenever he comes back. So anyway, Daniel.
We had to do some outros, huh? We had to do some outros. My bad.
I'm just saying, we at the end of the outro, man. The outro, it comes at the end of the CD. We're like it now. We're like it next time. We do the
Got it. But don't worry, because Michael's probably going to compress this because we're just talking all kinds of smack, and DC's over there doing cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we know. Anyway, Daniel Crimmins, where can we follow you on the social medias? Please go ahead.
Y'all already fucking know. Mike's gonna put the links down below, doing what I do. Y'all know my shit. I'm involved with this. Mike and I occasionally, from time to time, we do Uncaged. It's on a wee bit of a hiatus. I was on Max Wrestling today, kicking it with TSK. There are 3 episodes that are going to be dropping within the next day or so. 3 episodes. I cannot remember which ones, but I know there's 3.
Yeah, he just knows that there's 3 because it's the magic number. Yes, it is.
Moses Marquez, put out the shows, brother. Put out the shows. So links will be
like our show, Moses, like our show. You know what I'm saying? Put out our show. I know you didn't like AWA, but guess what? Guess who's gonna watch it with me, fool? These guys. And guess who's gonna get there? Guess who's gonna do a show with them? This guy. Because these guys like this guy, and these guys kind of like you, but I guess they think you even though you're a tag team, even though you a tag team champion with this one, but you want to know who else is gonna be a tag team champion? This guy over here, eventually.
Thank you.
The tag team participation trophy champions.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry, my bad.
Whatever. Ooh. So check out Max Wrestling promo series as Steve and Mike will challenge Moses and Daniel Crimmins for the tag team championships. It's gonna be a fun one.
Mike, get it right. It's the other way around. It's Daniel Crimmins and Moses Marquez.
Okay, excuse me. Thank you. Daniel Crimmins and Moses Marquez.
Put some goddamn respect on my name, boy.
So that will be in the description as well. If you want to check out the first 5 seasons of Uncaged, which you should, and Paul's been on this with us as well, and so many of our great people on this fine channel, those will be in the description. The old school weekly reviews, which will now be into the playlist of the RWT podcast. Go check those out. Steve and Mike, like I mentioned, Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling, Pop Culture, LFC, the whole 9 is going to be right there on the S&M Network Shows YouTube channel, SM Show 1, MCL 92, StephenMikeShow.com, LFCfights.com, and of course, MLarkinMB and Larkin_92 on Instagram. Paul Morales, you go ahead with yours plugs as well.
Of course, you can find me, the Dead Man of RWT, right there. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on everywhere. Look, just go to the link in my bio on my Twitter, and of course, you'll find my link tree where I will be. All my social medias will be there. Of course, you can also find these guys on there. find my YouTube channel, which eventually I'm going to start in the new year. Actually, you know what? Take that back. I actually have a new fucking YouTube channel because apparently I am also inheriting the RWT YouTube channel because some doctor told me that I can actually use it too. So guess what? I am actually going to have 2 YouTube channels on top of my own, the RWT podcast channel, and of course, follow us on the RWT Instagram page, which will also be in a link below because guess what? We are going to start posting more and more shit this year, actually towards the end of the year. And also in the new year, I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot more. So enjoy everything that we do. Enjoy everything that we do going forward. And we love y'all. DC's already ready to go to bed because it's past his bedtime.
And be good to each other, folks. End of the day, look out for each other.
Yeah.
Amen to that. So for Daniel Crimmins, for Paul
Unless
Morales,
your name is Nick Khan, then fuck the Nick Khan and fuck the Hulk Hogan.
And Hulk Hogan. For Daniel Crimmins, for Paul Morales, my name is Mike Larkin. We will see you in the next edition of the RWT podcast. And, well, fuck the TKO.